Hello, I'm Michael Diamond, and you're watching Muscle Central. Okay, the bodybuilding season kicked off with the Indiana Pro. Justin Rodriguez earned his ticket to the Olympia, but this is not a wrap up of that show. What I'll be talking about is Blessing Awodabu. Now, he placed. This was his debut. Uh, as a lot of people on watching social media know, there's been a lot of talk coming out of Blessing Awobadu about what he's going to do on stage, making challenges, created this rivalry with Nick Walker, which was more or less one-sided because Nick wasn't engaging him much in it. And as I said in a previous video, it could backfire against you. Uh, it's one thing being confident, but doesn't go over well if you come across as being egotistical. I'm not saying he is. I think he's just trying to build up hype. In his mind, that was a good way to do it. But it comes across to some people as being very egotistical. And it's one thing if you end up delivering. They still might not like the ego, but at least you delivered. But if you make that talk and you can't deliver, you just leave yourself open to be shitted on. And placed third in the Indiana Pro, and personally thought that it could have been fourth place. Structurally, he was better than Dorian Haywood, but he was conditioned, Blessing, but he wasn't a lot more conditioned than Dorian, and Dorian Haywood carried a lot more muscle. I probably would have leaned towards him in third and Blessing in fourth. Placed third nonetheless, and it's not bad at all for your pro debut. But considering all the talk he did leading up to it, I'm sure it was somewhat disappointing. Now, let's look at his physique. We knew ahead of time, judging by what we saw of him, that his legs didn't quite match his upper body. His legs needed to be brought up. And that didn't change from what we saw on stage. But now this is my opinion. From what I saw, the way I see it, looking at him, and yes, he does need to bring his legs up, but he needs to bring his legs up a lot, because I also think he needs to bring his upper body up. On stage, next to these other guys, he looked to me a little lean. So his legs were lagging, and his legs were lagging behind his upper body. His legs were a little downsized for his upper body. So that would, and if you looked a little lean upstairs compared to the other athletes, he would need to bring his legs up a lot more, along with bringing up his upper body. Conditioning wise, he was good. From the back, his legs in the front condition looked pretty good, just looked undersized. But from the back, He was very soft from in the lower body, and he definitely needs a lot of work there. Now, his so-called rivalry has been with Nick Walker. He's the one that Blessing really focused on. And unless Blessing pulls out, he's scheduled to step on stage against Nick Walker coming this weekend at the New York Pro. Now, New York Pro is going to have a more solid lineup as opposed to the Indiana Pro. He's going to have tougher competition than he did at the Indiana Pro, where he didn't look, not that he looked bad, but far from what we expected in 1 week, the improvements that he needs to make. Yes, athletes tend to get better. Some of them will get better when they do shows back to back, progressive shows. They get better each one. But what he needs to improve is not going to happen in 1 week. And he's going to have a much tougher time come the New York Pro. New York Pro is probably the third largest show we have. We got the Olympia, the Arnold Classic, Ohio, and the New York Pro, which was formerly the night of champions. So, Blessing, now you made all this talk. You didn't come through in the Indiana Pro. I personally think that you were given a little bit of a gift. I would have placed you one lower, but even third place, you didn't deliver on what you promised, or the talk that you made, and it's not going to happen in New York either. Now, what this does is puts you in a position where you're this guy talking all this smack, and I don't think it was meant to be hurtful in any way. I don't think you were malicious in any of the things you were saying. You were just trying to generate hype, but you talked a lot of smack, and you didn't deliver in Indiana, and it's not going to happen in New York. And now people are going to be like, hey, look at this guy talking all this shit, and he can't even deliver. I'm not saying you're finished by any means, and you probably have a good future in bodybuilding. You need time to work on things, bring up those legs big time, bring up everything, and you're young, you got time, and you can do it, but you put yourself in a little bit of a precarious position with all this talk that you gave without delivering. Now you're going to find people wanting to see you fail. You're going to have to go the extra mile now to win over people, because more than likely you probably, for lack of a better word, alienated some people from you because you were this boastful, braggadocious person who was talking about all these things you're going to do on stage and how you're going to beat everybody, and you really sizzled. Okay, that's about it for this video. If you agree or disagree with what I've said, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Now, if you go to the description box, you will find some links over there. One link is to the Muscle Central Facebook page. If you have any questions for me, you can go there, DM me. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Also, you're going to find a link to Species Nutrition, the best nutritional supplements on the market, and Mr. Potts Protein, the best protein-packed snacks you're going to find. Click on both links, go to both websites, and check out all their great products. Once again, this is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.